Hello, and welcome along to your Tuesday night live Gers TV show. Sorry, a couple of minutes late for our regular viewers. There's obviously some really bad weather in and around Glasgow now at the studio, and we had a few technical problems. Thank goodness, Simon fixed them all on the roof.
We're all good. I don't know what it was. It was a crazy 10 minutes because everything been set up for over an hour, and then just we started playing pool. Once we teed off, once we queued off, it went off. But anyway, we're 5 minutes late, but that doesn't mean we can't catch up.
It was all.
We've got Gordy and you've got Lewis and Jay. Are you helping out the background, mate?
Yes. It was almost so bad we had to phone Kevin Thelwell for some family help with somebody he knows to help us out. Last staff member.
Knew the dogs what I did. So it was a good start to the show.
Okay, so we're a bit off track there, but let's get back on track. So discussion points tonight. We start off with the game on Sunday away at Dundee, or anything else in your mind, Simon, you want to cover
before
first?
I start, my condolences. Just after the show last week, I got a phone call to call Carol from Southend. You might remember Carol used to phone in regularly. Scotty Glasgow boy, but he stays in Southend now. Him and his good lady watch the show every week, and she passed away the other day there. And she had phoned up. They'd phoned up and they just asked me to say that she loved watching the show. She loved all the characters on it. I let Sandra know. I let Gordy know. I let all the guys know. And my condolences to Carol. Hopefully he's watching tonight. But when he's back in Glasgow, we'll be going for a wee beer with him after the funeral and dedicate the show to his wife tonight. Yeah,
just on that, I had the pleasure of meeting them. I still pronounce it Carol for some reason. I can't get my head around just one syllable. But Carol and his wife, and she was an absolute pleasure to meet. And very much so, and big fans of the show. So our heart breaks for Carol and his wife, and all the best, mate, and see you soon.
I mean, the big thing is with the show, it has become a family show. We get people coming up to us in the pubs and events, no matter where we go up and down the country, and they tell us that they do enjoy the banter, the camaraderie, and the link that they've got with the fans, because basically everybody's a chance to express their views on this channel. So it's always good to hear from people. Unfortunately, it was in tragic circumstances this time.
Did you say camaraderie?
Aye.
Lewis thinks that's when you're just signing for that.
Japanese player.
The Italian boy. Okay.
It's International Week, guys. There probably isn't millions to talk about. First thing I'm going to bring into the conversation is we'll go back to the Dundee game, because me and you spoke about it, Gordy, but Lewis wasn't here. And then we'll speak about Rangers. I've obviously went to town now with the SPFL and SFA regarding the match 2 weeks ago, the League Cup final, the semi-final. And if there's any other conversations after that, we'll come on with it. But what I will say is, just before we start off, is I watched the game. I hadn't watched the match because I was at Remembrance, only watched half an hour yet. When I actually watched the full game, I thought Moore was outstanding at the weekend. He's really coming on to a place. All the Spurs sites, hundreds of them, are all talking about Moore. So they've got big expectations of this lad, and he's starting to prove why. And I thought Raskin had a great game as well, but I actually thought all in all, people were saying it was kind of doom and gloom. It wasn't that great. Should we have made changes at half time? We've been playing with three games a week for months now. Maybe it was necessary. When we come back from the international break, I'm hoping to have Sterling available, and I was thinking about it today, Matondo. He's got to be close to be coming back as well. He's got to be. He was due back in August. So there should be a few options for the manager. But the big thing for me was how good was it seeing the fans and the manager come together.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. Of course, there's some new added on lyrics to that Danny Rose chant, which I'm not going to repeat here, as they contain a bit of a fruity language. But
apples and bananas. What are you talking about?
No comment. No, it's a he who shall not be named box, mine. And I'll have you know, I was there on Sunday after the Dundee game. I was on me.
He was at the beer garden, mine.
I came on Sunday.
I was on me.
I forgot.
We can tell.
Well, Jay's helping. He wasn't on, so I knew the Sunday I'm missing. We can't hear him, so we can talk about him. So he can hear us. Anyway, I've got Alex Kelly there, Scott Haddle, Emma coming on the roof. Anybody's got any comments, we'll put them on the screen for you as well. And if you could help with like and sharing. But just want to point to Mikey Moore that the Spurs guys have got big expectations with this boy, and now I can see why.
Yeah, I mean, Dyer Rhodes came in and he's lifted the player spirits. built a little bit of momentum. And yeah, I thought we played really well in the first half on Sunday. Second half, there was a bit of a spell for the first 20 minutes of the second half or so, maybe up towards half the second half. But Dundee didn't really have a lot of chances, but started to win the game a little bit. But then Rangers took control again, and we had a goal chopped off. Raskin, a point blank header saved, and then Gassama scored a great goal. So I think we kind of rode that storm out and played well towards the end of the game as well. So, but Mikey Moore has started to show in the last couple of weeks why we've got him in for Spurs, and he's starting to show why he still has win against for Spurs last season.
He's also readdressed the fact that he was never looking to go back to Spurs early. That was just one of these internet myths that you get in a text message on it. Another thing is as well, when I'm watching his interviews, he looks like he's happy and he's smiling away. He looks really comfortable and he's enjoying his fitba. What about the chopped off goal then? I thought that if it's a chopped off goal, it should be a penalty because it's definitely a handball as far as I can see.
Aye, well. For me, it looks like the boy's arms like that, and it sort of comes off sort of under there, and his underarm a wee bit. It looks like that, and we've certainly seen those given in the past. So for me, I think if they're going to VAR, they've got to surely notice that. I think
it's hard to keep up with what the VAR officials are doing. I remember a European game last season. I can't remember precisely what the game was, but the referee went back like 3 incidents and awarded the ultimate penalty. Do you know what? Like there was a goal. It was I can't remember specifically, but they went back and checked 3 passages of play, and I think the other team ended up getting a penalty. I remember towards the end of the show, but it was just one of these surreal moments. And then obviously on Sunday there again, it's I still don't blame. It's not VAR that's the issue. I've said for 2 years now, it's the officials that are the problem.
It's the people running
it. You can't blame the actual technology of the TV for a crap program. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm still getting to the point where I would enjoy football better if it wasn't there, if we didn't have it.
The way it's going, I mean, with the incompetence of the officialdom and the assistants and the people doing it, then I can see why people are calling for it to go. But it's not the actual technology that's the issue. It's the interpretation of the facts.
I think it takes a sort of rawness away from the game, to be completely honest. I think everything's computers and all that sort of stuff. And I know I'm talking like an old guy here. I know I'm only 18-year-old, but
that's a slippery slope. Because that's what it is.
No, but I think it's all you can't like. No player's going to go and celebrate. Let's say he scored a last-minute winner. No player's going to go and celebrate it because there's the fear of it going to VAR and getting chopped off or something so silly or so minuscule as well.
If it's done right, I know what Gordy's saying. See, when you watch it at the EPL, and they're spending a lot of money on it, which is fine.
Aye.
If it's done right, it still has mistakes, but it's a better level than what we've got. The Rangers have now went back to the SPFL and SFA because the reason they're not happy with that decision 2 weeks ago is it's a bloody disgrace. But this has been going on for ages, these mistakes.
It does cost people their jobs. I mean, I still maintain that if we got that penalty in the League Cup final and we converted it in one, Philip Clement would still be in a job.
Well, Clement was cheated out of 2 cups.
Yeah. So I still maintain that, if it wasn't for that, Clement would have had that in the bank for, he's obviously a kind of bad time last season, but you'd have won 2 trophies and a good European ones, so people would be supporting him. So it's not just a mistake now and again. It's just happening so often. And it's not even the Rangers games as well. I listen to a lot of the radio and you hear people talking about it, and it's every game. I think Hibs at Mum game, there was some issues as well with it as well. So it's not just the Rangers games. Obviously, we see it more often in our games now, unfortunately. So we highlight it. And it's not even like hard decisions. That's the worst thing. It's not even 50-50 or anything like that. It's like
it's spoiling the game
because
people don't understand. People are saying they don't understand the new interpretations of the rules because they keep changing. I don't think the officials seem to know what's going on, and there's no mic. I'm getting to the point now I would quite like the refs to be mic'd up to understand what's going on. But
they do that in rugby. They have done it for years, and I think it's added to the game. And you might get the referees might get a bit more respect as well.
But in terms of the decision, I still think that was a penalty if it's not a goal.
Aye, well, I mean,
he strikes the ball
and it strikes off the Dundee defender's arm and it's clearly out. So, I mean, I know that the rules are changing every day with the handball rules, with VAR and whatnot, but
it's supposed to be entertainment. I know that Gordy's saying about how you've got to get things right, but that's a good point. But no one to keep getting them wrong. But it's all about entertainment as well, and the entertainment value is right, guys. That's gone. The enjoyment is celebrating a goal.
The issue with these calls is that it's still subjective, so it's still someone's opinion. So Diamandi was ruled to be interfering with play when the goal was chopped off. That's why it was. That's why it doesn't allowed. So, but that's not a. So it should go to VAR when it's a clear and obvious error. It's not a clear and obvious error if it's a subjective call, so someone else's opinion. So the referees went over. The referees went over and looked at it and then interpreted that as being offside. But that's a subjective call because sorry, no, it wasn't offside. It was interfering with play.
Aye.
So yes, he's offside, but the rule is if he's not interfering with play, then it's not offside. But the referees then interpreted that as being interfering with play, which is a subjective call. How can the referee be in the goalkeeper's eyes and know what the goalkeeper's seen? You can't.
Exactly.
So when it comes to subjective calls, there shouldn't be. It should be black and white. But with the offside, so either you call it offside, but you don't call it for interfering with play because that's a subjective call, and there will always be mistakes when it comes to these. That's a fancy way of saying it's just his opinion.
How can you say that the player was interfering with play when the Dundee goalkeeper saved it? John McCracken. He saved it.
He saved it, but I would also go with it.
Well,
I can't remember what the manager said. This I don't know if it was Martin O'Neill said it years ago or it was an English manager. I think it was an English manager said that if any of his players on the park are not interfering with play, they shouldn't be on the park. That's the whole purpose of being on the park is interfering with play. You're a player in a game. It just seemed like a really silly decision that they made, and it was unfortunate for Moore because he's really coming onto a game as I was talking about there. And I was also thinking to myself, guys, what do you think would have happened if they gave it to the penalty? Do you think Tav would have let Moore hit it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he would have, but he should have if that was the case because Moore is. I'm telling you, now that boy is going to be one of the ones that you look at the boy.
Amad
Diallo. You look at him and what we name for names here. The only one we get right is the bloody dog's name. When you look at him, he scored a peach last week for Man United, right? He's obviously got talent, but the boy Moore can go right to the very top of English football and European football. Let's hope we can get the most out of him for the short. What have we got from another 8 months or something?
Absolutely. I mean, he's been a top talent at Spurs for since last season and partially the season before as well. And Spurs fans were saying as much as they had a bit of an up and down season last year, he was probably one of their more creative players. Anyways, in the team, and for being 16 going on to 17 last season as well, that's huge.
As I say, there's massive talk on all their pages about the boys, so they're obviously rating him.
He's a worldwide known young talent from Spurs, one of the big teams in England.
Reminds me of my BB days.
Now, we're not going to talk about them, Si. We're here to talk about football.
But we can't. The thing is, as well, when we're talking about him being 18-year-old, you've also got the issue of there's other players in the team that are really young as well,
of course,
that are struggling. And the reason they're struggling is we've got too many young guys in it. It's too big a club and too big a. I don't like using the word project, but this is what they're calling it, projects or whatever. And there's not enough experience at times. For the left back role, for an example, there's no cover there, so the boy McGowan's got to play. That's a worry right away. But listen, we get a clean sheet. It's not often we get to talk about clean sheets.
Well, I'll ask you this question, right? Because I genuinely don't know. When was the last time Rangers got a clean sheet away from home? Not a clean sheet away from home. A clean sheet away from home. When was the last time Rangers got a clean sheet away from home?
I can tell you 27 games ago.
Can you hit out with the stats?
I can't, but I couldn't tell you who it was. I actually think it might have been Hibs away because I think one of the Dundee away because I think the commentator alluded to that in the game on Sunday, but I can't remember.
It's not been.
We were away to Hibs a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, back to the game.
I know you've been before that. It was 26.
Just to elaborate what you're saying there, back to the game. You could argue, right? Sometimes you get a bit of luck in football. You need it. The Hibs game, we get a penalty against us at the last minute. Button saves it. It's still a bit of luck, but at the same time, it's a great save. But Rowe is slowly. He's won the fans over big time, right? But he's slowly getting the players to all look as if they all look as if they know what their role is now on the park. That's a big thing for me. But clean sheets and goals for is things that weren't happening a couple of weeks ago. We've now got ourselves up to joint third. Call it fourth if you want, and we should be in the third place by the next home game, the next win.
Yeah, we've got what should be, you know, the way the season's went, you can never say easy fixtures at the moment. But I mean, I know we don't play on paper, but on paper at least we've got a good opportunity to win, you know, a good 3 or 4 wins in a row. And if Roll comes in and gets that momentum, still keeps it up, 7 wins in a row in the league, that's confidence. I think we've kind of accepted that Europe's a bit beyond the grasp for this season now.
And just to jump in, Gordy, we've also accepted on this channel that it doesn't really matter how we get the wins, just get the bloody wins.
I mean, as I say, I went on about the strikers all season, but I've not said anything in the last couple of days because we scored 3 goals. So I don't really care like who scores the goals. It's when the team's not scoring as well.
How many goals have the 3 strikers scored all season?
Well, they've 3 of them played on Sunday again, and that's now a combined 44 appearances with a combined 6 goals.
6 goals.
Which
I've got 2 opinions on this now, right? Do we give one of the strikers a regular game for a couple of weeks because they're going to have a break first of all, so they're going to be fresh. So just example, just say it was Shermiti, which I wouldn't pick for, but Danilo, right? Just play Danilo 90 minutes for the next 3 games that we play because he's had a break and see how it works. Or the other option I was thinking about is I would never have said this ever on Gers TV. We could actually just play with 4 strikers. Do you know that way? You know how there's this new formation when you go with the ghost striker? If they're no scoring goals, would it really matter?
I mean, it's a crazy thought. I mean, again, these guys have cost, I think, a total of £20 million. And so right now you're talking 3.33 million a goal so far this season, which we can't afford.
In reality, the strikers are pretty shit.
Yeah, but they've got.
Even Lily's got. Maybe a taco on each striker.
Ollie up front.
Every week.
Godly every week. Shut it with your stats every week. The same. But I want them to do well. I think Shermiti. But I've been looking at I've done some digging and research on Shermiti in the last couple of days, and some of the interviews and quotes for his previous managers, and some of the pundits that talk about him. Someone like Duncan Ferguson came out and said, "Listen, seen him at Everton. He's got good attributes. He's got the qualities. He just needs a bit of confidence, a couple of goals." So, Duncan Ferguson probably knows more about striking than me. Probably, I'll give him that.
I would assume so. Yes.
So I think that he came on. He just needs if something like Shermiti, because he had one example on Sunday where he brought the ball down and volleyed it in the corner, and it was almost a great goal.
Aye.
So
but that's the first one in target. He's had 5 known target in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. And it is, but and he's got that price tag around his head as well, which you can't do anything about. It's not his fault. But the issue he's got as well is that he's tied with that price tag, and he's tied with Kevin Thelwell because it's viewed as Kevin Thelwell signing. There's an association with that as well. So,
quick question: who's the best striker at the club?
I can't pronounce it, Lewis. So
Miovski.
I
would say Danilo.
There you go. I would say
tell us you're watching who you think the best striker.
I would say like for goal, his goal scoring record and his finishing, I would say Miovski.
Not at Rangers, to be fair though. Not at Rangers so far.
I mean, right now it's bad. It's Danilo's. I don't think Danilo's a good finisher. Do
you see what I'm saying? But none of the 3 of them are an automatic choice. Would it really matter if we played with a ghost striker? We just because the goals are coming through.
Here's a thing, Si, right? In the modern game, strikers aren't just there to score goals. Strikers do a lot more than just score goals. And in the modern game, they hold the ball up, they play it out to the wingers.
Right, so Danilo's the one that does that best.
I haven't seen Shermiti or Miovski hold the ball up in 6 weeks.
No.
If I've been honest.
Shermiti's good at winning the ball in the air, but there's nobody to win it to a lot of times.
Exactly, but Diane Rose starting with 2 strikers all of the games.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a 4-4-2 then.
The question I'm asking, he's going to have to decide. We were having a laugh, me and Gordon were having a laugh about this after the show. It's all right, everybody's going, why is he picking this player or that player? They'll probably sitting in the pub or the coffee room or whatever going, what the fuck are we going to play with these players? None of these strikers score goals. Who have we got to play next week? Try him. He's crap. Got the option.
I think
that is probably the conversation.
Yeah. I mean,
give or take a German accent.
What they have.
I don't want you to try that.
I'm going for that.
Aye.
I've seen a suggestion, play Curtis up front a few times. The only problem I've got with this is that could ruin the boy's career, but he's got a good finish on him, and it might be one day ones that have anything to lose on it.
Have we got any young strikers? Josh Gentles, is he a striker?
I think he's a centre forward. I
think he's a second midfielder or a striker. Yeah.
I think we've actually, believe it or not, I think we've got a Spanish shot as well. The club, I can't remember, it's Cavella or something. I seem to remember him. But so yeah, I bring in. But then imagine what the reaction is going to be when you get guys worth 20, signed for 20 million, and they're on the bench, and we've got a young guy for the under 18s playing.
I know. But at the same time, this team in the last couple of years has got managers a sack. So the manager, and he seems to be a bit bold. I know there was 3 subs at the weekend that people saying, well, did we really need to make them at half time? Possibly no, but he's still at the stage where he's giving everybody a fair opportunity.
Yeah.
All the players are getting that opportunity. And for an example, Barnes took that opportunity, and Barnes, not a striker, obviously a midfielder, but Barnes took that, grabbed the bull by the horns, and he cemented a place in the team.
I think Lewis made a good point on Sunday about Miovski.
Well, that's the first.
See, he was not only not only was he on the show, he was making some good points.
He was drunk.
Our style of
James is on loan at Raith Rovers. That's one of the clubs that we're tied in with. For the
so our
good
shout. So our style of play right now. Miovski, you made a good point where Miovski's good at running into space, running behind the defence, playing on the shoulder of the defence. I mean, actually, we think about it. See all the goals that are scored against us. Just the ball on the ground. That's
it's always a simple ball through.
I mean, Miovski was playing for Aberdeen. He scored that kind of goal against us 2 or 3 times, and he scored in the semi-final against Celtic in the Cup once as well, where a ball just right through the middle. He run onto it, and then he's forced it past the keeper. So
here's a thing with Miovski, right? Of course, I was saying that on Sunday. That's what I've been saying since even when he was linked with the club, when he was rumoured with joining us. I don't know.
Going back in time.
Back to the good old days, aye. Back to the good old days.
Aberdeen, he was a good striker, and he can score goals.
He was fantastic. He was fantastic.
Why is that no transfer minute here?
But what I was saying before he joined was, yes, he's that type of striker, but do we have the players to give him that sort of service? I don't know.
Now we get Sam and Mikey Moore and Antman and Curtis coming off the bench and
from the midfield,
Raskin,
from the Raskin now, but who else from the midfield is going to give him that sort of service?
Well, ideally it should be Diomande or Buzrami who are playing a
well, I mean, we've seen with one of
Asgard, as well.
With one of Sharmati's shocking misses against Celtic, Diomande played a fantastic ball into him. So Diamande's certainly got that ability on him to play a good ball through and behind the defenders.
I mean, see the last 3 home games, I think we played some really good football. We have to try and look at the positives as well. And he is juggling the team a bit, but the reason he's doing that is what I keep saying. He's trying to figure out what his best players are and who because I was talking to Ian Sinclair, he's maybe watching tonight. Ian Sinclair, I think he said to me the other day, I forgot about it. He said I was in corporate, who did I bump into? Kieran Dowell, right? All these guys are still at the club. He's got to figure out who is a waste of space and who's worth getting an opportunity to.
Alec Kelly, did you watch Si in his BB days? Si scores more than our strikers. Were you one of the scouts during Si's BB days?
He was a coach.
The good old days on the old Ash Park. Ange Park.
With the mitre balls.
Mitre balls.
On the old red ash with the mitre balls.
Minus 20 degrees. Your old man putting you up the basket out there in place.
You literally got half an orange at half time. Those weather days.
I do think we're playing a little bit of football.
We are creating chances, like you alluded to. I think we missed. I can remember 3 sitters in the semi-final against Celtic. We missed a couple of sitters against Dundee. We missed. I mean, even I don't want to go back to previous managers, but even under like Clement, there was one game against Dundee United we drew at home and made 31 shots in goal.
That's
so we are creating chances.
They need a confidence boost. That's something definite. But the only way they're going to get that confidence boost is, I mean, for an example, I wish we weren't even in Europe now. See, we could just get a wee bit of a break and then get a kind of regular set team and start winning games comfortably. It would be a big help. But we are where we are. We have to play the games that we've got.
And going back to strikers, they're capable of scoring goals. See if we could get the strikers clicking and scoring, which you've got to think with the amount of chances a team like Rangers creates and the better football we're playing, you've got to think and believe it's just a matter of time. But how long do we wait? That's all.
We come in here for Baz from hands across the water. It's a system that doesn't suit Miovski. That's what we're saying. He doesn't get those balls played in behind the defender.
So what does the manager do? Change the system to suit the player?
Well, he seems to be changing it pretty much every week.
So I'm going to go back to something I spoke about for 3 years, right? One of the reasons I think we didn't sign Shankland is the system that we play doesn't suit Shankland. Shankland's kind of similar in style. It doesn't suit that style of play, but doesn't suit Shankland either.
I would agree with that. Shankland, and I've made I've made this comparison before on the channel. Shankland reminds me when Cholot used to play for us, just a penalty box striker. He gets the ball in the box, he's got to score.
And that's what McCoist was. But you either change your style of play to suit the striker, because that's the one thing the manager has said all day. He'll change the manager's not been picky. He said that whatever tactics and information suits the team on the day, he'll do, and he's happy to change it during the game. So that's a good point.
Aye. Shankland can play as a 10. I've never seen him play as a 10.
He probably could, but the older he gets, the harder it will be playing that position. He's no playing for us.
One of the problems we've got, the strikers have got at the club at the moment, is the attacking midfield position. That's either going to be Asgard, Diomande, or Besrami. They haven't really been. I mean, I've not seen Diomande play a good game all season. I could be wrong, and people have different opinions. I don't.
Besrami has been,
and then Besrami's not really featured, and Asgard's flat out and deceived.
Besrami's one I always forget about, to be honest.
Another player as well to bring into the equation here is, I know Antman said that he's really struggled, but he's the type of player, if you give him the right supply, he puts really good balls into the box, and that's exactly what we're been for somebody like Shermeti or any of the three strikers, to be fair. So maybe I think some of the players just need to run in the team.
Yeah, I think Asgard needs to show more. I mean, Asgard must be the best trainer in the world. He must, week in, week out of training, he must be the best performer because he plays most games, and I think he scored a goal at home against Dundee United when we were without a manager. The was a great goal, but he scored one goal this season. And I don't know how many assists he's had. A handful of assists.
So that's it's no good.
And if you're a striker, you need. I mean, you had a nail on the head a few minutes ago. Who's getting that killer ball through right now? Probably nobody at the moment, because Diomande and Asgard just aren't cutting it as number 10s or in behind the defence. So do you play Mikey Moore in that position?
And there's also another problem, or I don't know if it's a problem with class it is, but Raskin is the most dangerous threat we've got in attacking for a corner or a set piece, right?
Yeah.
He's probably the smallest.
He's one of the weird guys in the park.
So why are the big guys not in it? Why are they not? Raskin stepped up to the mark there and done that. And sometimes he's no scoring, but he's always making the goalkeeper have to make a save.
How many headers that Nico Raskin actually scores, considering his height? He's fantastic in there.
I would have to go back and rewatch a couple of games, but I would assume it's because guys like Suter are getting marked, and Raskin's maybe because he's a bit small, maybe getting unmarked, and he's drifting it.
That would be a good explanation.
Or he's just better at finding space, or he's finding it unmarked. But I would think that guys like Shermeti, Majowski, who's playing, and Suter, the taller guys, are getting marked by the defenders, and then the other guys like maybe Asgard and Raskin.
Well, one of the good guys is Cornelius is really good in there when he's up front.
Yeah.
What are we comment here for Nicholas Stubborn again? Probably a play on Nicholas Sturgeon.
Good fan of the ex-First Minister, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
who says Shankland would score goals with us? We all thought Majowski would be a good season. I think it's a bit early in the season, to be honest, and considering he's not played that much, he's not starting that much. I think it's still a bit early to call whether he's going to be a good signing or not, because I think what he needs is a good run of games. And as you were saying there with Danilo, I think Majowski needs a good 3 or 4 games playing 90 minutes, because I think he will score a good couple of goals in that.
Yeah, Majowski
had that chance.
I don't know if I go as far as a good couple of goals. I'll go with one. The old TV, just get one and then get 2.
The good thing is for these strikers is they've got a week and a half to just get on the training ground. I'll just go back to basics with them and just whatever the basic striker coaching is at Rangers or any club, just implement it and do it.
The 3 strikers that we've got are the 3 we've got until January, so we're going to have to go with them.
We've got games coming up where you would like to think like we're scoring. So we've got Livingston, Falkirk, Kilmarnock, and Dundee United. 4 games where if you're a striker for Rangers, you've got to be looking for scoring in these games.
There's opportunities there. Maybe it's all, but I don't know if the 3 at the back system's working. If it's that's one of the minds that I'm worrying about, because we need to be getting more balls in the box and more. But then again, we looked like that the first half at the weekend at Dundee. I thought we'd done that. I thought we looked really.
He played a very attacking formation, and he said before the game. I liked Daniel's interview before the game. He was asked about his setup and he was asked about the expectations. He goes, "Well, we have to win. There's no." That was it. There was no. That's
what he said. That's what he said when he came in as well.
Yeah.
Of course, he was wanting to get his philosophy.
And I get the feeling he gets the club already. This is the thing. I nearly mentioned his name. I'm already a pounding. This was the thing with the last manager is that he didn't seem to understand the culture. It doesn't matter about this fancy fitba. You need to win games of football, and the harder games sometimes are the ones on paper that you think are the easier games. Sometimes, like the Old Firm, we went. How many games did we go against Celtic? Up to the last one, 2 weeks ago, we're unbeaten for months, maybe a year or something against them. It's the ones that you don't expect. The smaller games like going to Easter Road away and things like that can be really tricky, and you've got to have the right mentality and mindset.
Absolutely.
Aye, of course. I mean,
I know Ryan spoke about this as well the other day. Ryan said about that when you see them coming after the bus, some of them don't look up for it. So you've got to change that.
I think that will change as well.
I think it will.
Aye, well, I mean, the players, and I've said this as well on the show a few times as well, the players seem to be playing a little bit, well, a wee bit more freedom, to be honest. I don't think there is, so, not radicalised, but in the previous manager's tactics, it was just so set in his philosophy and his style of play. He wasn't focusing on winning, he didn't care about winning. He just wanted to get his style of play ingrained in these players. I don't think...
And the way it is now, the players seem to be adapting to the philosophy under Danny Roll. They look happy. That's a big thing for me in a part. You need to look happy.
I was going to say that. It looks after joining the football again. I'm still not convinced of this whole cup in the real celebration. I think Sam done it again on Sunday. I'm not sure what it's about. And yeah, it's good that Danny Roll's flexible and adaptive, but you don't want to be too adaptive. You don't want to be changing it 17 times a game, but certainly,
I think that with Gassama's celebration, because he seemed to be doing that. He shut his eyes and did that. I think that's the whole see something, say something, hear nothing, whatever it is. I don't know. Some daft celebration.
Not well known phrase.
I don't know, but the point is, going your football. Did you know what Moore scored a goal? Right, a great goal, and do you know what he's the thing about Moore is he's an old-fashioned type of striker, attacking player. He looks like a striker. He plays the game the way it should be. But see, when he scores a goal, he celebrates with the fans and gets back on with it. He's not interested in signalling to people and making gestures.
No.
That's what you're needing. But it's coming together. I think the way Roll's got the players after the park as well. They're embracing the support. The support's enjoying it. We need to buy into this 100%. That's a big thing for us.
Yeah, we're not going to change manager anytime soon again, which is good. So he's going to have until the end of the season anyway. And it'd be interesting to see what money he gets in January, if any. But he has got his first priority is improving these strikers and getting their confidence back. And they are good players. They're capable of being good players. So hopefully he can get them clicking. If he can get them clicking, then that'll be really telling towards how we finish in the league this season. Because the only thing we've been missing in the last 3 games now is being our striker scoring goals. And if he can fix that, then we're in a far better positive position. So, and I'm sure he can. And he's got a week and a half. By the time the game finishes on Sunday, by the next game, we'll have 2 weeks to get more ideas across to the players and to spend more time with them. So, who knows?
What we'll do is in a minute, we're going to go to comments. If one of you want to read them out. But before that, I want to put the point. I want to come after the football for a minute, just to talk about. Sometimes we should talk about things that really matter and really important. First of all, the UB, all credit to them for the last 2 weeks. I'm going to touch on something for a minute because we should have done it last week. The incident that happened at Hampden, where the papers came out, 2 major papers, I won't name them, and said that they attacked a paramedic or whatever. I seen the incident, I was right beside it, and I'm pretty sure that anybody watched it at Hampden. The young boys for the UB went on the park to try and assist a Rangers supporter who was having a serious accident or incident. He was really ill, and they were trying to get medical attention, and it took about 10 to 15 minutes, I think, for what I was watching, to try and get that. So that was an absolute lie. And then at the weekend, they done the tifo, they done the big display, and it was fantastic when they weren't allowed to bring the tifo in, and they still managed to do that. So all credit when due. Only criticism with that would be Rangers' reply should have been to the 2 media outlets that told that lie when they turned up for the game last week. They should have been told they're no entry, they're not allowed back to the stadium. Or they'll give you a reason why don't come back. And also Dundee, I would like to quickly just say about before the game, was it a pipe band they had on?
It was the Pipers playing a Scottish soldier.
And I thought it was a great tribute. Most clubs in Scottish football were fantastic with their tributes, and I think when they do that, you should always take credit to them. I know they didn't allow the Rangers display, but at least they still had fantastic display to remember.
And on that note, so did St Mirren on Saturday, before the game against Hibs, they had a piper on, so that was really good for St Mirren.
Fantastic.
So that's my opinion on these things. Anybody, we'll just go back. Is there comments everybody read? Is there any?
Aye, a wee comment here for Alec Kelly saying, good on you, B, for parading their lest we forget banner. What was the problem, Dundee, and why they refused Rangers to display our own banner? Unlike Hibs and Celtic, who both forced the referees to blow early in the minute silence, utter scumbags. I mean, we'll talk about that briefly, that latter point there from you, Alex. But I think a lot of teams, when Rangers go away from home, a lot of teams prohibit away teams taking like displays and like big massive banners. I mean, you see it if you go and look at the Rangers website and Rangers are posting like supporter information, it says like do not bring banners over a certain size.
I thought it was a wee bit bad taste that never allowed it.
Yeah,
but it get made up for with the banner anyway.
Aye.
And sometimes you're better focused on the positive, so at least it still worked out well. It's unfortunate it happened, but a lot of these teams don't like Rangers. That's the thing. They don't like the Rangers support. They don't like them for them, probably. I don't know what the issue was, but they still got the flag in. And it was a really good display.
It was fantastic. It was unreal. I think in Britain, Rangers are probably the best club in terms of remembering our fallen soldiers. There's a lot of clubs down south. I've seen a good display.
I think a lot of them are taking the lead for Rangers, and they're starting to get involved. Millwall done a really good one as well.
Millwall did a fantastic one. So did Watford.
And Linfield.
Linfield as well. I seen that with Linfield. Watford had one as well, and it was a Union Jack with a poppy in the middle. I seen that. That was fantastic. Leicester always do actually quite a good one every season. I see Leicester do one pretty much every year. I remember
Newcastle and Sunderland. But the thing is, I don't want to miss anybody out either. I thought it was a good.
I'll genuinely add on. Aston Villa and Chelsea both did really good ones as well.
I've seen the Chelsea one as well.
I've seen the Chelsea probably miss a team out. We're not going to do that either.
Yeah.
Disrupting the minute silence. I mean, I was out and about on Saturday. I had the radio on. I was listening to St Mirren, and St Mirren had the piper on, and the Hibs fans just totally disrespected it and drowned it out. It was disgusting.
Look, I'm going to cut in there. Not all Hibs fans. It wasn't all Hibs fans. It was only a certain few. But I don't think it's good to taint a whole fan base for something that only a few done.
I seen on their Facebook page, maybe it's been cut, a lot of guys saying that they were disgusted with it. But what it sounded like to me, the majority.
It did sound like more than a few.
That's what it sounded like on the television.
I know most of Hibs fans be watching the telly or watching the home, they were up there, so you're right, you can't tar them with them. You can't tar them with that.
And the thing is, with silence, if people are booing or making noise, it's louder than obviously people don't make any noise.
It's magnified, so
yeah.
But it genuinely did sound, unfortunately sounded like quite a few people doing that on Saturday, and then the Celtic game.
That's a planned one they do every year. But the thing about it is whisking through people's minds when they want to do that.
If you don't have respect for remembrance, love like that, keep that to yourself, right? That's your own opinion, freedom of speech and all that, right? But don't go out your way to boo it. Just don't say anything. Don't.
It's a strange form of obsession and hatred that the only very proper scumbags would kind of behave like that, especially when there's armed forces currently serving that would support Hibs and Celtic.
Yeah, I mean, you'd plenty of Catholic Celtic supporters, Celtic players who fought and died for Britain. So, I mean, it's just funny.
And last, not funny, but don't want to talk about it too long to elaborate on it. But also, I believe that some of the referees also didn't wear poppies because of this.
It was only the one, Don Robertson.
That, quite frankly, is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say too much because
very
high. I've got very high opinions on it, so don't want to say too much. I might go overboard. So I will keep my thoughts most to myself on this. But I think it's a terrible state of affairs when you can't keep silent for more than 15 seconds when it's Remembrance Day. Minute silence, it's awful.
Well, that's roughly how long the minute silence lasted at Parkhead. It was about 20 seconds or something like that. The thing is here, Derek McInnes called out last season when Celtic went away to Kilmarnock and did it. Of course, Derek McInnes being the Kilmarnock manager at the time, he called out and said, "Why do Celtic fans decide when the minute silence finishes?"
Exactly, and I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But that's what I spoke about for years. Is nobody's got the courage to take them on and challenge them with it. GB News has came out and done it, but nobody really in Scotland's wanted it. And the reason for it is because Celtic PR machine now. Quickly backtracking to the League Cup semi-final, after the outrageous decision that's now been investigated, or whatever you want to class it as, Celtic bring 3 stories out for their media groups, and one of them is a lie about the medics I spoke about. So their PR machine will come after anybody that challenges their lies and their hatred.
No.
But it still should be challenged. It's just there's a way to behave in life, and that's certainly not it.
Yeah, just getting back, just circling back to Rangers, I think our Tifo display against Roma was absolutely fantastic.
Possibly one of the best I've ever seen.
And that was right up there with the Graham Souness one, the Star Wars reference, of course. And before that, there was the one for the European game. Should we go to double move for the one? I thought it was my 3. Well, those were my top 3 in the last couple of years. But the stuff that Union Bears done for the Remembrance game at Ibrox as well was fantastic. So
there's a couple of comments came in for what we're talking about. If somebody's want to comment on them.
I'll be commenting here from once again Nicholas Stubborn. Silence from the usual candidates that call out our club whenever they get the opportunity, but they're right to remain silent when the man came over involved. Step forward, our Scottish government. Yeah, well, I'm not going to get political, but our Scottish government will never come out and call that.
I wouldn't hold my breath for that either. Ryan made a comment on it as well a minute ago. Started to catch up on it. I can't see it.
I'll be comment here for Alex. Celtic should never have a home game on Remembrance Day. The away team should always lock them out the ground until it's been observed. Well, but it should never have to come to that. But it has.
I know.
You're right. Exactly. I know. That wee comment there for Ryan that I touched on as well. Not even actually realising it was up on the screen, but Don Robertson not wearing the poppy. I seen that.
That was the one I seen. So see stuff like that. That's bound down to hatred. The British.
Unless it was his personal choice to, which is bad. If he's a referee said specifically to the SFA, I do not want to wear this top.
If you can't wear a poppy for 90 minutes, for God's sake, come on.
I find that it's hard. It's incredible that we're even talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Same every year. It's not going to change, unfortunately, because that's the attitude that some people have. And you
know what? See, for all the bad times that's happened with Rangers in the last 15, 20 years, at least we've never went to their levels. That's one thing. The club has always been proud. There's been a lot of stuff that's really upset us early years, but you can still wake up in the morning being proud that your club has never been down to these kind of levels and never will.
Yep. Right. So we're all looking forward to the international break.
I genuinely don't really watch it. I'm going to be in Northern Ireland on Saturday, and I don't know if the Northern Ireland game's Saturday or Sunday they play.
The Northern Ireland game's Friday night. I'll be watching it whilst I'm travelling down to London to travel to Rotterdam.
All in your travels, aren't they?
That's not the one I would really watch, but
maybe your dad for his birthday.
Three weekends in a row.
Thanks for enjoying. The Scotland game's on as well. Any team that's playing with Rangers players are in it, I want them to do well because I want the Rangers players to do well. I can't get excited about it. I've got nothing.
I mean, personally, I'm quite looking forward to the Scotland games because they're both big games, and I do watch Scotland national team as much as not a lot of Rangers fans do. I do watch them, so I'm looking forward to that. Apart from that, I'm always bored out by the international break. Don't get me wrong. Jay made a good point on Sunday as well. That he fears the international breaks because it's just more risk for our players getting injured for coming back to club duties, which I agree on to an extent, but at the same time, they've got to go and represent the country.
The only reason worries me is when Russell, when that manager had an international break, he did 2 weeks off. The team came back. The games after the international break, they were worse. So when he had more time to train them, so I just hope it's the opposite this time. And you always, the injuries. Right now, I don't think any of the national players, apart from Raskin, are really standout players. I've been watching Suter more closely the last few games because I do criticise him. I think he's the only one that's prepared to actually try and block shots. So I've got to give him. I've changed my mind a little bit.
Conor Barron's been placing in the Scotland team as well after a couple of injuries, but I don't see him getting much game time on this team.
What about something I was just wondering about the other day? I might be talking a Turkey here. Is the African nations, is that coming up?
That's usually around January time. I don't know.
Do we have many players that's going to be affected by that? Because we can't afford to lose any more players.
No, really any more. No, after Hamza, man, I don't think so.
Diomande
possibly.
Man. I think they make the 2 or 3, but I could be wrong. What about
Giga as well, maybe?
Cornelius is Canadian, isn't he?
Cornelius is Canadian, right?
Because we really can't afford to lose any more.
Sharmiti's Portuguese, is he not, as well?
Sharmiti's Portuguese.
So.
If there's any more about worry about that, we'll talk about another time. I got a banner last time. I put the African Cup up. I played it.
There was So that's coming up. So anything else to touch upon before we?
Just comments if there's any comments.
Aye, well,
you guys are young.
Aye, well, we had a wee comment there for Baz from Hands Across the Water saying up in Northern Ireland. Aye, well, they play Friday night. I think it's Slovakia away. It's on BBC, so I'll probably give that a watch. Another wee comment here from Hugh. I'm sorry if I'm sorry. I'd never ever support that national team manager. His speech at Kilmarnock said everything about his comeback. Well, I'm not a massive fan of the manager, but at the same time, I'm Scottish. I want to see my country do well.
I would like to see a time. I think your brother Scott's actually talking about it actually. When the Scotland fans were mostly Rangers fans, and you used to get them with the Union Jacks. And
when I was a wee boy, I went to a Scotland game as a wee boy in the 1980s, and I remember my dad gave me my twin brother Mark the Rangers scarves to put on, and we were saying the word Ridgey School, we were saying we can't wear them, we go to Scotland game, and they went, it's the same thing, because it was in the days. So,
yeah, I think what's
because the majority of the Rangers squad were in the Scottish national team.
But it's changed a lot.
The Scotland, as it's called, the Tartan Army has been hijacked by people that, you know, they don't really,
for non-football reasons.
Yeah, and plus they don't.
We're not going to get.
And plus they don't see success for their teams like team sports like Aberdeen, Hibs, etc. Don't win a lot, so they use the Tartan Army.
Yeah, that's right now. The wee bit go.
Well, they use the Tartan Army as a vehicle to project that kind of anger and jealousy and hatred. So until that changes, it's hard to. I watch the games, but I can't get emotionally involved in it.
For any young,
I mean, look, it doesn't make or break my weekend or my day or whatever.
For any young Scottish players that are in the Rangers squad or at the club, what I would say to them is, and it's just my opinion, if you really want to represent Scotland at the highest, you want to be playing for the greatest football club in the world, Scottish football team, the famous Glasgow Rangers. We've got the line in it as a badge. We wear the colours are red, white and blue. And that should be your ambition, is playing well for the Glasgow Rangers of getting the interest in international football whatsoever.
Aye. Okay. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I certainly prioritise.
If it's not Gordie talking about the attacking stats at Simon and his rants, so good.
Our Simon's BB days.
Aye.
So far, we covered all three.
As well, I'm trying to push the YouTube channel now. If anybody's watching tonight, if you could just go to YouTube and just hit subscribe, it's free. Just try to get the numbers up on that, because we're focused on Facebook for the last couple of years, and then we're now focusing on Twitter and YouTube. So if you could go to YouTube and get a wee like, that would be great.
I'm just watching the telly. It's Simon's dogs down here, not just in case just in case. There's a dog, Lily. Simon's dog, Lily's here, just in case anyone's watching what I'm doing.
I don't see a dog.
Other stuff, just to plug quickly. We've got the e-games. Was it e-games you call that? What's your computer thing?
Would you like me to? Would you like me to talk about it, Simon?
The X station, the play box.
What's that magic button box thing you do?
What's that wee game? All the Waynes are playing.
Aye. So what's that Commodore you use? So yeah. So the Gers TV have got a fantastic esports community. Yeah. Well, we have so we've got, it used to be called FIFA, now it's called EAFC, and it's called a clubs team, where it's like a 5-a-side team, 11-a-side team. You'll sit at home. Rangers tops on. The team's called the Gers TV, and we've went up the divisions and we're doing really, really well. Big shout out to all the guys and girls that are involved in that. And if you want to join, I'll post a link for it tonight and tomorrow again. But it's going really, really well. And we do stuff like we can play Call of Duty, Football Manager, etc. and whatnot as well. So and we have a good laugh. And we've got,
everybody's welcome.
Everyone's welcome. We've got a Discord set up which I put on, and there's some great Rangers chat on that. Some other chat as well.
Yeah, I've only been on it once, to be honest, but
once is enough.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I came, I saw, I conquered. I went and I made my mark, and I've left.
Did we not have about 5 years ago we had to go in the old studio, and somebody came on live and said that somebody's faulted with porn?
Yes.
Aye, and then it turned out it was you.
It was. I can absolutely promise you it wasn't me. However, yeah, we've the brand new one.
We don't need that. We need to keep it clean.
And big
different Discord servers for that out there, guys.
Big shout out to the Black Bull.
Yes,
do you want to plug the Black Bull for us?
No again, man. No again. I mean, I say it every week. A fantastic pub, and I'm not going to say you'll always leave with a smile on your face, because I know you're going to say something. Either you, Gordy, or you, Si, you'll say something dirty. But no, a great pub, great staff, great punters. you're always going to have a good laugh. I can't say more.
And there's also a wee trailer and a video that was put up at 5 o'clock tonight. We have a charity football tournament next year that's going to take place. You'll be able to watch that and get involved with that any way you can. And if you can't get involved, even if you could put in a wee prize or a donation.
Yeah, fantastic. My bank details are on the Gers TV Facebook and on my personal Facebook as well. If you're wanting to make a wee donation, and no, it's not making a donation to me. It's making a donation to Sam H, Scottish Action for Mental Health, Scotland's national mental health charity. It's been going for over 100 years. Yeah, I mean, as you will see if you go on and watch that. It's just a wee quick 5-minute video, guys. So go on and watch it. Honestly, please. Shout out to all the teams that are playing as well. I'm not going to name them all because my heat fried at the moment, to be completely honest with it all. So
we'll get this set up and organised.
Well, I've not done it myself. I've had plenty of help from a lot of people that I know as well. So good. I'm not going to take all the credit for it.
Lovely.
Okay.
Don't think I missed any comments on it. There's a couple of comments coming at the end there. I think it's just people saying it's a good show. They've enjoyed it. Guys, get involved. Thank you very much for your help. Jay, thanks for helping behind the scenes, mate. We can see you, but they can't see you.
Cheers,
you
Jay.
Can be seen but not heard, unfortunately.
The next time you've got that camera, you're living in a play zone. All right, guys. Good night. Have a good night.
Yep.
And we'll be back next week.
Okay.
We are the people.
Right.
Good night.
Aye.